I'm new to YouTube. I'm not really a speaker, I'm a writer. I'm used to editing my words, adding and subtracting, picking the proper word for the perfect place. And you kind of can't do that when you're speaking. I don't really want to work from a script, although kind of today I am a little bit, but I want to be authentic. I want the words to come from my heart so that when my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren read these words years from now, they'll know who their grandma was. So there are a few things I'd like to add. In the last video I made called Tommy, Bobby, and Michael, I sort of forgot them, and I'd really like to add them in. Tommy was actually born on October 17th, 1966, and he arrived in my home early in 1967. For years, it was a bone of contention that Bobby's birthday came first. He was born on October 12th, 5 days before Tommy, but different years. So they could never understand why Bobby was younger, but his birthday became the first birthday we celebrated. And I also want to share really beautiful memories from St. Peter's Orphanage. They were so different there than Brooklyn. They were warm and fuzzy and friendly, and there was this beautiful room. I'd never seen a room like it. We didn't have that kind of architecture up north, at least where I lived. There was not a ceiling in the room. You saw right up through the rafters to the roof. The rafters were like wood polished to a beautiful sheen, and the roof was filled with skylights that brought in lots of sunshine. Over the rafters were large silver chains that attached to white bassinets at the bottom, and through the chains were woven yellow, blue, or pink ribbon that matched the hand-crocheted blankets that were in each baby bassinet. And a woman silently walked up and down the aisle, giving each crying baby a swing. And it didn't take long before he or she stopped crying and fell asleep in their beautiful bassinet. And one other thing I wanted to talk about, and that was the letters I sent to adoption agencies. I sent out approximately 100. Back in the day, there was no internet. The libraries didn't even have a list of adoption agencies. So I had to work to make my own. I started with a copy of an old book I had on adoption. There were several agencies in the back, and I wrote to them. And then I also asked them if they knew of any other agencies that I could write to. And with luck and ingenuity, I built up my own network of adoption agencies. Of the approximately 100 letters I sent out, 99 came back saying, "Be very thankful that you have 2 healthy children." But they didn't have a baby for me. And I could understand. There were people who had no children, and since abortion had become legal in 1970 and oral contraceptives were common, there were very few babies left to adopt. But lo and behold, I did get one letter back, and it was St. Peter's. It arrived early in 1971, and they said they would have a baby for me to adopt. And you could hear me yelling far, far away. I was so excited. there's more to that to come because there's a whole big story for that. And I just want to end this by saying, I did cheat a little bit on this. I had a little script, but I forgot to mention that throughout my adventures, my husband Tony was always with me. And yes, he uncomplainingly carried the suitcases filled with cases of formula throughout the airport on our long journey home.